What's up? Welcome to Two Fucked Up Guys in a Call podcast. I'm your host, Corpse Walker, my co-host, Stoner Ty, and today is our first episode, episode 1 of Childhood Games, revisiting the good old days. Our game of choice for our background, for our watchers, we got Stardew Valley, available on PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and Steam. I'm going to go ahead and start us off with my first favorite childhood game, Naughty Bear. Have you played Naughty Bear before?
Oh, no way, man. That's the last one on my list, too.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Fuck you.
You and I got the same deal here, man.
Now, I remember Naughty Bear because my dad bought it a long time ago when we had PS3. I think it was back in my old house, and I remember I used to watch him play that shit like faithfully because I loved the shit out of that game. And then, what wasn't it? Was it a whole nother game or was it a DLC, the Paradise one?
No, Naughty Bear Trouble in Paradise was
Yeah,
the full
Trouble
name
Bear.
of the game.
Was it a full name?
Um,
Because I
yep,
thought that one
because
was special, like a
it put
part
you
two.
at different locations.
Yeah, because they
Oh,
had a whole
it
trailer
could
for
have been.
Ghostface. Because I remember when that came out.
Maybe.
I think it's another game.
When I had it, I bought it on 360. And I literally had everything with it. So I just thought it was like the main game because I bought the digital of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it just like I had everything just off of one purchase, so I'm unaware if it's DLC or
So
not.
I'm probably gonna guess it's a DLC then, because I think that was done with a lot of games back then were DLCs, because it was so much easier back then. I still remember how nice it was for an update back then. Oh, new update, bunch of content. You know what? A gigabyte. And nowadays it's like, oh, you want this new content? 20 gigabytes.
Sell your soul, son.
Sell your soul to the devil for this update. Yeah, I figured I'd start us out strong with a good old game. Cause yeah, like I said, I remember when my dad got that game, and I loved the shit out of it. I loved watching him play it. It was just all around a good game, in my opinion. I mean, who doesn't want to be a murderous teddy bear and kill other teddy bears? Like, that's fun.
One
One of
of
my
my
favorite
favorite
missions.
deals
Mm-hmm.
was the execution where you had a
Alright.
shovel and you would beat somebody into the ground with the shovel.
Those
That
are
was one of my
always
favorites.
fun. My favorite's the axe. I always really enjoyed the axe. That's like my go-to weapon if I can find it. I also like the scare factor in it. How you can get the other bears to just kill themselves, like just no care at all. Just let me scare you a few times, and then you just beat your head in with a stick. Who
See,
knew teddy
like
bears were so fragile?
I told you, I believe I did let you know this summer I went down to that game store and bought that PS3.
Yeah.
That is 110% honest to God's sole purpose of me buying it was so then I could get the digital version of Naughty Bear on the PS3 and play it. My problem with that is my HDD in the PS3 I bought is shot.
Yeah.
Mind you, I paid over $200 for a broken PS3. And like the narrator in it is so glitchy, sounds like he's got a speech impediment. All it does is stutter.
Oh my goodness.
And then like you hit someone with the shovel and you get that metallic ping from hitting them, and it's like ping, 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 ping. The freaking HDD is trying so hard
uh,
to keep up, and it's like, no, shoot me,
I'm done. Yeah, it's funny.
treat me like a victim.
I was gonna say there hasn't been too much for like Naughty Bear until what was it? Dead by Daylight. They released a trapper skin for Naughty, and
I
so you can
remember that.
yeah, so you can play as him. And I totally bought it when it came out, and it's super funny because as you play, like the narrator talks as well. Like they got him in there, bro.
That's
So
dope.
it's super fun. Definitely, probably one of my favorite like Easter eggs, or not really an Easter egg, but I think it was hinted to for a while because you could get before that came out, you got a naughty charm that was Naughty Bear. So that was always cool. But yeah, no, I remember all that game. I remember when the Ghostface DLC came out, or not DLC, like was in the Paradise DLC, because it was super cool to see all that because of how, like, I don't know how popular it was then. I mean, I'd assume it was pretty popular because they were making more content for it, but I definitely think it is one of those games that deserves a remaster, like,
Oh,
for newer
absolutely.
consoles. Because I'd buy the shit out of that game.
I really wanted to come back. I miss Naughty Bear so much, and it's just like my first time I played it. I want to say I was like 16 when it first came out,
Mm-hmm.
and I seen it on the 360 store. I'm like, I got to try this. Like for some reason, I couldn't tell myself no, and I was even like, I was looking at the media for it, like the pictures and the little trailer video, whatever. And I'm telling myself, don't play it. It looks stupid. You're not gonna like it. Blah blah blah. And I started playing it, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my god, this is fun and relaxing. Like killing teddy bears is relaxing. That is that's screwed up.
It's strangely like soothing to play that game. Like I don't really know how to explain it. Like you were saying, it's something so fucked up. You're just like they always like have like teddy bears as like this comfort image, this image for comfort, and then you're sitting here playing this game where you're murdering teddy bears, and you're like, man, I feel so relaxed. I'm having so much fun. But I do find it
This,
funny that you went out to buy a PS3 so you could play it again, and I
yep.
went out and bought an Xbox 360 to play it again. That is, I'm not even gonna lie, the sole purpose I bought a 360
hmm
because I was in this store called the Game Doctor, and they we were just browsing, and for 360 they had the disc for Naughty Bear and Deadpool, and I was like, shit, bro, I gotta play these again, and so I bought them like immediately, and that's why I bought me a 360, and that's what started my addiction to collecting consoles, and here I am now.
Shit, that's like me. I mean, I've always been the one console type person until recent. And I mean, a couple years ago, I wish I knew what happened to it because I could have just took the HDD out of it. But my brother gave me a PS3 years ago.
Hmm.
Maybe shit, my kid wasn't even in the picture then, so it was like 5 years ago. He gave me a PS3 just because he was like, "Oh, I want to play Call of Duty Zombies with you." And if I would have been thinking, I probably would have got it then. But I totally forgot about Naughty Bear. And one day I was sitting there and I was looking at my kid and I'm like, well, he likes watching me play games. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out at this point what games I could play that are more tame for him to watch,
Yeah.
but are like fun for me to play. And I'm like, oh, dude, Naughty Bear, I get the best of both worlds. He thinks it's cute and cuddly and funny. I'm murdering shit.
Alright. Uh, I always find that funny with like the idea of being like, oh, I gotta, I want to enjoy this game, but I got kids around. Like, this boy that I babysit, like, I was babysitting him one day, and I'm sitting there like trying to think to myself, what can I play that's not so violent? Like, I was really into Mortal Kombat at that time, and I was like, I don't really want to start playing Mortal Kombat around this little kid. I think I ended up just sticking with Call of Duty, which I later learned that kid is probably demented because the whole time he's sitting there, yeah, kill that guy. I'm like, oh, damn, you're probably more demented than I am. But yeah, Naughty Bear is a good choice because it's definitely one that you can really like disguise as it being a real cute game,
You can.
even
Yeah.
though you're brutally murdering other ones. And I love how calming the narrator's voice is. Oh, good job. You're doing such a good job. Oh, thank you. I am. I'm killing all these people. I'm doing such a good job. I don't know. Great game.
So messed up.
Great game. Great game. Definitely deserves us a
Honestly, an
remaster. Like,
instant classic.
I'd pay for a AAA game price for that game to come back. Like, I ain't even kidding.
Oh, dude, they could bring it back at the standard average for games now being 60 to 70 bucks. Done. Mine. It's like, I need that game. That was such a fun game.
Yeah, that is definitely one of my all-time childhood favorites, along with some other ones that I'll touch on later. But so why don't you lead us into our next game?
My next favorite, I would have to say, because it brings back instant childhood nostalgia, and ever since having the PS5, I haven't got it but want it now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is the Siphon Filter series.
Yeah.
I've only played the first two, but at the same time, like I said, that nostalgia's there. But every time I think of Siphon Filter, I think of the first one because when I was a kid, we did a lot of demos. Like we had a lot of PlayStation 1 demo
Yeah.
discs. I
Same.
literally remember walking to the store. My mom, my mother would give me 20 bucks. I'd walk to the store and I'd look through the magazines until I think they were Game Insider or something like that. I can't remember the name of the magazines, but they actually came with demo discs in them.
That's
And
sick.
dude, you get like 20 demos, and it was it's like Jump Pack or something like that was the name of the disc or something like that. Like I
Mm-hmm.
had quite a few. I loved them because even though they were a demo as a kid, it didn't matter because you were sitting there like, oh my God, I want to play these games. Like you didn't get the full experience. You just got enough to like soothe the craving to want to play.
All right.
And I remember when we first got the full version to Siphon Filter, the one thing I figured out because on the intro mission, there's a brick wall these enemies will hop up and over to come at you. You can catch them before they even jump to the bottom of the wall, but like I think there's like two or three that'll come at you if I remember correctly. I used to hit them with my taser and hold the taser on them, like not let go of the trigger, and they'd start out shaking and screaming, and the next thing you know, like they turn all dark in color, like they blacken out, and then they get flames erupting off them because you tased them too long. I used to
That's
burn
awesome.
people alive all the time. My dad's like, "You got a pistol?" I'm like, "I know. This is fun."
You got a gun that's more efficient and it's not as torturous. Uh,
So like that was a 7-year-old me. Like I had issues.
uh,
Could you imagine that dude didn't want to die? Did you light him on fire?
And did you burn him to death in the most painful way a human can die? Pretty sure that is confirmed that one of the most painful ways to die is being burned alive. And
I
dude, if you're
mean,
burning people to death with a taser, what is the wattage on that bitch? That's what I want to know. Like how many
how many
volts?
volts? I mean, I got a taser that's 50,000 volts, and that's standard,
Damn.
but it hurts. I got myself twice in one go, so I know what a taser feels. But I've also known what a taser felt like since I was like 15 because my buddy's dad got me in my armpit with a security taser. We were sitting there wrestling around. He came up and pop, done. I about pissed my pants.
Oh damn. What was going through man, this would be funny. Let me taste this kid real quick.
We were literally
Oh my
wrestling around.
god.
That was the objective. First one to grab the taser could use it.
Oh.
I didn't know he was gonna freaking pick me up and shove me over the back of the couch just to get a taser.
He's like, it may be my taste, you may be a kid, but I'm gonna make sure you get tased. I want you to be the one to suffer.
But
That's
yeah,
funny.
that was horrible. It was like it's funny to look back on, but at the point in time, it was horrible. Um, but another thing with Siphon Filter that really gets me is for its time, the movement and the feel of the movement of the character and the feel of the controls were top notch. Like
Yeah.
it was almost turn of the century. It felt like.
I would say
Um,
there's quite a few games from back then that, like, even now still feel really good.
mhm, exactly. Like I said, I haven't got this one on my PS5 yet, but I think I'm gonna end up downloading it before the weekend's up just because it's on the store, so I wanna give it a shot and see what it's like again.
Right. So, I've played it, like, a little bit, heard of it, seen some stuff about it, never been, like, as into it as you. So, in your opinion, do you think it deserves a remaster or another installment?
So like just because I feel like it'd be easier to compare. So like going back and looking at Naughty Bear, there's like no hesitation either from me or you. There's like that needs a comeback.
Oh yeah.
The original Siphon Filters, like, yeah, it'd be kind of cool if they remastered it. I would still give them a try and see how good the new ones felt compared to the classic. But at the same time, I think between a new installment or a remake, I would rather a remaster. I would probably say I want a new installment just because I can't remember which one it was. I don't think it was on PS2. Might have been. But I played one briefly after the original two.
Hmm.
I played a newer one. I can't, like I said, it's slipping my mind of where I played it or what gen I played it on. But I would say the angle they took on it, it was awesome. Like they kept the same dude that you played in the original two, but like they even kept the same kind of like faction that you're going against, but added new as well. So it's like more in depth. I think if they were to remaster it and took like an open world effect into play on it,
Yeah.
that would probably be like the most probably epic Siphon Filter out there just because like you got the open world aspect and then you got today's graphics and like the smooth gameplay. I think they could do good with it.
Yeah. I definitely think so.
I really don't, like I said, I don't think they need to remaster the old twos. Like, that's one of those where I look at it, I'm like, it's classic for a reason. Don't ruin it.
Right. Totally understandable. I definitely feel that way with certain games.
Mhm.
So, alright. We got that one voted on a new installment. And for my second choice of game, one that has technically, quote unquote, a new installment. I don't really think of it as a new installment just because it's not what it was. Does that, if that makes any sense? Like, so one of my favorite, all-time favorite childhood games that I can even like nowadays go back and play and have an absolute blast is the Little Big Planet games. I fucking, I love the shit out of those games. Like, apparently, like when I was a kid and I was still going to public school at that time, um, Like, I got like occasional 30 minutes to play games, and that was it. Like, I think my mom said Saturday or Sundays, like, I got to play a little bit more, but I didn't really get to play games when I was a kid, like, often or as much as I do now. But apparently, I was like obsessed with those games. I still kind of am because those games are awesome. But my teachers were like, there's no way this kid isn't playing games all the time with how much he talks about it, if that tells you just how obsessed I was. But those games, always one of my all-time favorite classics. Like, that game, in my opinion, is one of the best games that would ever spark, like, creativity in a child. Like, just the fact of the whole time you're learning to, like, express yourself and be creative and do what you want and just build. Like, with this new one that they released, Sackboy, like, they got rid of a ton of, like, some of the best points of the original games, like the moon. They're like you could go on there and build whatever the fuck you wanted, or like later on, I think they still had it for one, if I remember correctly, but like two and three, you could go on and play other worlds people had made, and like people were making like some high quality shit. Like they were on there like making movies. Like it was crazy good what some people were making. I still remember, I remember one that me and my brothers, or well, cousins, played all the time online with each other. Was this like fighting one that was gummy bears, and we'd have a blast because so you had to control like your character's limbs and like pretty much fight each other and try and push each other off into the like off the edge of the map to fall and die. But you could snap the limbs off and you'd just be like this pencil body with this gummy bear head, and we try so hard to snap the limbs off because you just start flipping like crazy. And so we'd snap the limbs off and just be having a great time watching the characters like do all these like flips and flipping around and slapping each other. It was so fun. And all those, the original ones had such fun stuff. Like I remember when Little Big Planet karting came out, and I was obsessed with that game for the longest time. Like I loved the karting. Still one of my all-time favorite like karting games out there. And
Honest to God, oh sorry.
oh, you fine. You finish.
I was just gonna say, honest to God, with you bringing up Little Big Planet, I feel like I let childhood stoner tie down. I, I because honestly, it sounds so stupid to say now, but my most favorite thing to do in that game when I played it was to hold triangle until I hear the sizzle and watch my character pop into fibers.
Oh yeah,
Like
the
that's was
reset.
like the biggest thing I've ever done. Like I was like, I don't even know what to do on this game. I'm gonna be confetti.
That
Just
was
like
always fun to do. I was doing it all the time, to be honest, as well.
the little teapot squeal, and then
Right. Yeah, we I played the shit out of those games. Like me and my brothers got so good at creating stuff for that game. Like we had made working like tanks that you could drive and shoot and stuff because people would make them and we look and be like, "Oh, this is how they made them." And so we'd make them ourselves. Um one of my favorites is there used to be this like little like vehicle that they had made for the game that was like a bottle rocket almost. Like it was an arrow that had like bottle caps for fucking what is it? Like wheels, and it had like a booster on it. Well, in the moon, you could put like a fuck ton of boosters on it, and and so we put all these boosters on them and connect them all to the handle, and we'd all stand on it, and either we'd have like a ramp or something, and we just see how fast we could get to the other level. And it was so much fun to just like send your character like flying down the thing, and it was like stupid shit like that that made it so much fun because it's like you didn't really have to think about it to do it. You were just doing it and having a blast. Wow. And I miss a lot of games like that that don't really touch on like giving the creativity to someone or like sparking that creativity. Like the only newer game I can think of that really encourages that much creativity is like Minecraft. And this is about as far as I can think for like games inspiring you to be a creative person.
I mean, they don't go as in depth with it, but um, which they've always have since they came out with their first one was like the Sim series. They've kind of touched on
Yeah, that's true.
make it your own, but like I said, it's not like the same caliber of freedom. Like you got boundaries with your freedom with those titles, but like you said, Minecraft is like the most creative because I mean it's like never ending.
Exactly. So, in my opinion, I don't really like you were saying with fuck, I'm already losing my mind. The last game we talked
Siphon
about.
filter.
Yeah, Siphon Filter. Like it's
I'm
original
a
for a
stoner.
reason. No, you shush. Um, yeah, I definitely feel the same. It's original for a reason. I think we need a better new installment. Like the Sackboy game we got isn't terrible. Like it's still fun. But I'd much prefer like another one like that. I think it'd just
Mhm.
be a lot more fun and still spark creativity in with like kids and stuff and teach you how to be creative and just have fun with it. No rules. Just build what you want. So definitely new installment better than what we got now. It's all right.
I would I would
Oh,
have to agree with that.
mm-hmm.
Because like I said, I played a little of the original. I didn't know really what I was doing, but I've watched other people play it, and that was another big one for me. I used to tell myself if I ever bought a PlayStation 3, I would have um I would have Little Big Planet just because it was one of those no way this is a thing. Um like I was so shocked that it was a game by how it played and stuff. Like it just didn't seem like we should have a game like that in our time that we were at it. Like that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I like I said, I agree that needs to stay a classic. It's like they give us a new one, it better be Little Big Planet, like for sure. And not, well, here's what feels like it, but takes the main premise away.
Right. So no, we agree. So why don't we move into our next game? So what do you got next?
So the next one that I got on my list is actually a series as a whole because I played it from my childhood into my teens. Um, and it's just one of those, it don't matter which one it is, I love them all. And it's the Medal of Honor series.
Mm-hmm.
So, like on PS2, I remember it was like the best, literally, like you hear people say, oh, this is the best Christmas ever. Dead serious, my best Christmas ever. The PS2 was brand new. It was holiday season. My dad, obviously, because it was Christmas, but my dad bought my brothers and I a PS2,
Mm-hmm.
and um, with that, he got us. Um, two or three games with it, but the only one I remembered offhand was Medal of Honor
Yeah.
because it was a day one release with console, if I remember correctly. But um, Frontline was, like I said, the first one I played, and it became to me an instant classic. Like it was just one of those. I played it start to finish, finished it, and I'm like, main menu, new game, boop, all the way through again. I mean, it's one of those I couldn't put it down, and I think it's again, I was a kid, and even though there was no blood in it, as a kid, you play a shooting game like that, and you're watching people drop as you're shooting them, and you're like, oh my god, this is so real.
Right.
Um, I was like, that's what intrigued me with military stuff is first seeing it in video games because I didn't really see it much on TV and stuff. Like, I always had stupid shit playing on TV. So I got my first taste of military stuff through video games, and then I started realizing, wait, this is based off history, and this is where that unfolded. But following Frontline, they came out with Rising Sun, where you're against the Japanese,
Mhm.
and it's like Pearl Harbor centered and stuff like that. That game was for its time, like at my age, it's weird because I felt that game. I remember the feeling from it. Like I felt almost sad, like when I saw all the ships sinking at the start of the game for like the intro and stuff. And the attack Pearl Harbor went under and whatever. Like you feel the emotion in it. Like that was like the coolest thing to be able to reflect on is that emotion being there.
Right.
Um, and then obviously, like for me, I played the trio like Frontline, Rising Sun, and I think it was European Assault. All came in a 3 disc collection pack. I had that collector's pack and somewhere somehow lost it. But after I played those, I didn't see another Medal of Honor until on my 360. My my dad bought me Medal of Honor, like the modern edition. You're fighting Chechens, and I think it's I don't remember, but I thought it was Afghanistan,
Yeah.
and your dude's name is Rabbit. Like his call sign, I should say, is Rabbit, and that one I was really happy, like how it made me feel through the game because I'm like, dude, this is a badass game. I'm loving it. Like Medal of Honor took a hell of a modern ass turn and with great ass gameplay. Like I was just excited. And it might be a spoiler, which I'm sorry, but the end of it, like you watch your character die,
Yeah.
and everybody's like, yeah, they're like, somewhere along the lines, we're not done yet. Pretty much gonna get payback for Rabbit.
Mhm.
And I was just like, I went from feeling happy with the gameplay to sitting there being like, you motherfuckers better drop part 2. Like, I wanna fuck people up. I was so mad they killed off Rabbit. I'm like, why would you do this? Like, of all of them, that one was my ultimate favorite. It always will be.
Yeah.
My personal opinion, if they remastered it, I would be overly excited. But I've wanted it for years, actually, since the second one came out for the modern set. I can't remember the second one's name, but I had and played that one too. I didn't like it as much.
Yeah.
Um, I personally feel they need to make a new installment for it.
Right. My favorite of those games personally has got to be from the Is that one Frontier Line or just Frontline?
Oh, Frontline,
Yeah, Frontline.
where
I
you
always love that one. I
the
love that it
thing that
starts out on D-Day and just going through clearing the bunkers and all the funny little like glitches and shit. Like we used to be, at least I used to be obsessed with like if you found a soldier off guard, shooting them right above like the knee, their leg would tweak out and just it was so funny to me. And like the first mission when you first get into the bunker, there's like these stairs, right? You go up the one flight of stairs, there's the wall, the platform, and then you turn left and go up the rest, right?
mm,
Well, when you cut off the communications, if you go back to that staircase, there's a guard standing there looking down the staircase. And if you meleeed him, he would roll down the staircase. But instead of, applying to the real laws of physics where he would hit the wall because of the platform, the landing before he got to the
mm.
second set on the right, he'd roll down, hit the landing, and then turn right and roll down the rest of the stairs. And it was
I
so
remember
funny to
that.
me. I do it all the time. Like I'd replay that mission just for that. Like I loved that one. And that's one of the reasons why I loved buying the disc for the PS3 Medal of Honor that came out was because it came with a digital of that game for the PS2 or well, for your PS3. But
I love the fact you and I both found kind of like quirky glitch in the system of that game that made us like reflect back on it. And it was last week I told you about the one I found out when I first played through. Like you gotta throw those beers
mhm.
on those soldiers. But if you sit there, and I think it's the square button is what made you toss the beers. But if you keep clicking the square button or whatever it is, like you can hear the repetitive sound of the bottles flying. Like it sounds like you're just chucking a shit ton of bottles, but yet all they do is carry themselves higher and higher and higher up in the air. Like I used to wait till they disappeared and I'd watch them like practically fall out of the map when I stopped pressing the button. They would fall and then they disappear like middle screen, and then you hear and they're like freaking out. I'm like, those bottles were across the damn town.
Right. Yeah, that game always had some of the most funny bullshit. But that's like
Or
with almost any of those old games.
you shoot someone in the forehead when they're running at you, and they fall so hard on their back that they do a front flip somersault.
Right? Reminds me of like when you first get in the bunker and you get the MG that's sitting there and you shoot all of them that are running down the stairs and they just front flip the entire way down. That was always so fun to me. Reminds me of shit, I don't remember. But those games are always so much fun. And I definitely
So,
agree if they remastered any of them I'd be down to play them again.
of the whole list of Medal of Honor games I touched on, I would love to see. Uh, oh shit! Excuse me. Holy. I would love to see a remake of Frontline and Rising Sun. Like if they could remaster those two for modern consoles. I don't know exactly. I mean, I guess most of the remasters, like the classics, are still smaller size titles like they used to be. But I
Right.
don't know exactly what they could do different other than graphics and smoothing out the gameplay. Um, European Assault was one of those ones. Like I played it. That was like looking back on them, I could say that was one I could like put aside if I really thought about it. I don't really care for European Assault.
Yeah.
Um, Probably, I guess looking back on it now compared to when I played it as a kid, if um, they remade European Assault, I could say my older self would probably like it and appreciate it more than my younger self because it had Bastion in it and I can't remember the other one. But there's two major ones that are highlighted in there that are also focused on in the Band of Brothers TV series, and I absolutely love that series. And I think now after watching it, going to play a game that'll bring me into like a virtual reality form of the TV show would be kind of cool.
Right. I definitely agree.
So, what is your
So
next
definitely,
title?
definitely for remasters. Now, my next title was gonna be a different game. That, but we'll touch on that one next. But you saying having to sit there and watch your character die reminded me of one of my favorite game series that I played a lot with my dad. That you also watch your beloved character die, and that is the Resistance series. I loved the shit out of those games. Resistance 1 to 3, all of them are so good. I played a bit of the other ones. Um, Resistance. Resistance is alright. It's weird because it's third person, but man, those games are so much fun and heartbreaking because you start out the game and you just like you love your character and then like I think it's spoilers for people who haven't played it yet, but if you haven't played it yet, what are you doing? Uh you your guy starts to succumb to like the disease or infection or whatever to become a chimera. And I believe if I remember correctly, it's at the end of the game. I haven't played those games in a long time, but you're there and your buddy comes out and your character's sitting there and he's like, "Do you hear them? They're calling to us." And you know your character's just going insane and then the dude's like, "I'm sorry. It was an honor to fight with you." And then shoots your character and you're like, "Oh my god. I love that guy." like it was so heartbreaking for me, but I used to play the shit out of those games with my dad. Like I love games that have such a good like split screen to them and that work really good, like playing with friends and shit like that. Like those those were definitely the games for me. And apparently Insomniac had teased a remaster for them, but I still ain't seen shit for them. So like, bro, I need it. They gotta drop this shit for me, bro. It's driving me crazy. But did you ever play any of the Resistance games at all, or nah?
No, I haven't. Which is, it's weird for a change. I can say that nobody has really, um, like nobody's really ever told me about resistance or like I guess I've never even been like recommended to play it, so I just didn't touch it. Um, it's not like I even looked it up. I can't even say I looked at it and was like, no, maybe this wouldn't be for me. I know nothing of it. Um, Sound like from how you're talking about it, it sounds like one of those that I would absolutely probably claim as a classic playing it.
Oh yeah. If I remember correctly, um, they're based around like I think they're based around World War II if I remember correctly, because it's like old war shit and like pretty much you're going through and like fighting the Chimera, which I gotta say, as a kid were some of the most frightening things I've ever seen in my life. Like the white ones. I remember being so scared of them. Like my mom tells a story where my dad, I think it's the third one, he's playing Resistance 3 and like you're in this dark area and then one of the white ones jumped down and my mom is like, "Oh yeah, you and your sister were watching him play it, and you start screaming, kill it!" And I'm like, that definitely sounds like me. So tweaking out over this white little chimera, but those games were always so much fun to not only like watch but like play with my dad. And I find it funny because like to me it was like, oh yeah, I played those games with my dad, and I had made a post about it, about wanting that game to be remastered. And someone commented like, I remember playing this shit with my dad. I'm like, oh my god, maybe I'm not the only one. Like, yeah, those games were always fun. But since that one was such a short segment, I got another one that you might not know. I played a lot of Urban Chaos, fucking Riot Response.
Yeah, I don't know that one either.
Yeah, that one I don't remember it too much because I played it like a long ass time ago. But that one, you're part of a like a SWAT team for like Riot, and there's like these psychos going around. Now, as a kid playing it, I thought they were like these monsters because they're wearing like hockey masks and shit like that. And so like the whole time I'm like playing those games, I was like terrified to go through like doors and shit because I'm like, what if they're waiting for me? But obviously that's just like kid brain. But those games are so much fun, and I definitely think, or that game, I think they had an original for PS2, or not PS2, PS1. And then yeah, uh, Riot Response came out for PS2, and I love that game a lot. And I definitely think it'd be cool to see a remaster for that game as well. If I remember more about it, I definitely would have touched on it more, but that's about as much as I remember because that was a long time ago. I don't even have that disc for that one anymore. I think that one ended up getting destroyed somehow.
Damn.
Yeah, almost like my Skylanders. That's a funny story. Back when I was a kid, I was obsessed with Skylanders Swap Force. I just got off of baseball practice, and I'm like, oh man, I can't fucking wait to go home and play Skylanders because my dad had bought us a Wii U for Christmas, and I was so excited to go home and play it. And my mom is like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, what? She's like, I got that news. Your sister. I'm like, what about her? And she's like, she snapped it in half. I'm like, God damn it. I can't play Skylanders. And there you go. Funny story. Those are my two short games that you haven't heard of and I don't remember very well. So definitely, maybe not the best topic off of me, but those games are great. I'd love to see another fucking Resistance like a remaster um of the original 3, and I'd be more than happy to pay full price for them bitches. Wait, you have another game for our Liost?
All right. My next one that I was thinking about is Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the '07, the original.
Mm.
Um, that was the first Call of Duty I played after PS2. Like I played Call of Duty Big Red 1, Call of Duty 1 and 2. Like I played those ones on
Mm.
PS2, but I've seen trailers for Modern Warfare and I'm like, there's no way this is Call of Duty. Like, this ain't Call of Duty. This is crazy. And then I saw it at my friend's house. His dad's playing it. I'm like, oh my god, it's even better in person. Um, I love that game to the point where I can even name the first the first part of it
Yeah.
that I got to play. the first mission, I should say, and that was the mission Charlie Don't Surf. Um, I can't remember the dude's name with the red frickin' beret on his head, but you're trying to find him, and you end up having to form an assault on a TV station where there's like a big ass resistance. And it was when we went into the station, I popped this dude in the head, and I watched brain matter just go poof on the wall. I'm like, oh, like this is next level shit. I'm like, this is awesome. And then I watched this one dude run behind the wall, and my buddy's dad's just like pop two through the wall, just to the right of the door frame. And I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, right there. And I'm like, bang, bang. And I watched the gun fall and the dude fall. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my God, turn of the century. Like, Call of Duty Modern Warfare that was my pull into Call of Duty games. Like, the ones on PS2, I'm like, I mean, looking back, I'm like, yeah, they're fun. But
Yeah.
it's when you get the shit that Modern Warfare presented on it, where I'm like, dude, these graphics are off the chain. The the frickin' gameplay was, like I said, next level. Like I would never have expected graphics or gameplay like that in any game around that time. Looking at where we are now, I'm
Right.
like, that was definitely welcome to next generation. And it totally put me in shock and awe over it. The story to it was also great. Like all together, I think that was just a beautifully built game.
Yeah.
I guess this is one of the ones where you don't have to ask me if I would like to see a remaster. That's already out.
Right? There are multiple remasters.
And I've played the remaster to that one. Honestly, I guess we could compare remaster to the original. Um, if I were to think about it on that note, like what's better, remaster or the original? I I don't know if I haven't paid attention enough while playing the remastered, or if I just like I don't see a change at all in it really. I mean, you got graphics smooth, like smooth out graphics and stuff, and a higher FPS, but I don't see much difference.
Right.
Do you have anything to add to that?
Um, I don't know. I think I definitely love the original Modern Warfare, but I definitely think that the second one was my favorite because that taught me true hurt and true betrayal.
Oh, Ghost dying
Fucking with
killed
Ghost
me.
dying. Like, dude, I remember that shit. Like, I cried as a kid. I'm like, that devastated. I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. Like, I was so dead set on killing him after that fucking shepherd, after all that.
When you
Like,
got to stick the fucking knife through Shepard's eye, I was just like, thank you.
alright. Definitely the well deserved vengeance on that motherfucker.
100%, man. That was such a fucking leave a slap to our face. Like, how the fuck are you just gonna be like, oh, surprise, Ghost dies?
Alright.
And now if you look at the new Modern Warfare, it's freaking damn it, I forgot the dude that keeps dying. But he's like Kenny. Soap.
Alright.
He's like fucking Kenny from South Park. Like, let's kill him off. It's a new Modern Warfare. Guess what? Soap dies. Like, pretty soon, we're just gonna be sitting there and like Call of Duty 2100 is gonna come on. We're gonna be like, bets on if McTavish dies.
All right, we're
I,
putting bets on it. I bet you my left kidney he dies.
I'm gonna be really pissed off if like somebody in the industry hears this and then they're just gonna be like, "Oh, okay, let's just left hook your ass with a haymaker." Guess what? Ghost dies again.
Right. But no, those are definitely good. But we're about to reach our hour mark, which is all that PlayStation lets us do at this moment. So, we have any more games to touch on before these 5 minutes are up?
That is actually the end of my list.
Perfect. And I don't think I have any other ones. I mean, talked about most games that I like as a kid. Um, talked about some good remasters, and yeah, I think we got it down. So, pretty pretty good for a first episode, if I say so myself.
Yeah, I liked it.
All right. Thank you all for the ones who are watching. If you enjoyed it, let us know in the comments. Tell us what else you think would be a good idea for us to talk about, or tell us about your favorite childhood games and what you think should deserves a remaster. And yeah, we got more shit coming on the way, and we'll catch y'all in the next episode. For now, this was Two Fucked Up Guys in a Call, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your night.